Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Yahweh being the true name for the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the name for his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, who taught the truth and will well, and so I teach the hope of that person's truth and honesty and sincerity. Spread the Yahweh Sop, Christian, the spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. And this lesson's giving you another update of end times and events. Here's an article I came across when the brother shared. And it says, Nickelodeon actress blows the whistle. Hollywood elites rape children. It says, Jeanette McCurdy says she was photographed in bikini given alcohol as a child actor. It says, in her new memoir, the iCarly star reportedly wrote that Nickelodeon offered her $300,000 to never speak publicly about her experiences at the network. Jeanette McCurdy, a former child star for Nickelodeon, has blown the whistle on how children are routinely drugged and raped by Hollywood executives and forced to engage in horrific sex acts with pedophiles in order to further their careers. So this is just more stuff that's being brought out of the truth. It really goes on amongst people that really look up to these celebrities. And the truth is, their life is horrifying. They may have, riches. They may have a lot of money to go to these exotic places and have yachts and things like that. But it's, all that glamour, it's a lot of times for show. There's a lot of selling of your soul. And a lot of people think that just means that you just write a little contract, in a secret room and that's it. No, man. It's much deeper than that. And a lot of these actors, they start as children. And yeah, it's true. A lot of them go through being raped on a regular basis, and being sacrificed and being a part of a lot of demonic heavy rituals as kids. And then they grow up, either they grow up and they fully accept that type of lifestyle and dive into it and do it unto others as adults, or they live with regrets and become, drug addicts and overdose and try to off themselves. And sometimes they're just straight up sacrificed and killed. So wanting to be famous is not the life to want to live in a society, because a lot of people don't understand is the wicked that control the society. Yeah, they make it look at being famous and, try to be a celebrity, try to be a superstar, try to make it on the big screen. A lot of people look up to doing that, man. Everybody wants to be a rapper. Everybody wants to be the next, Denzel Washington. Everyone wants to be the next Halle Berry or any of these big name actor celebrities, Beyonce, Jay-Z. They all want to do that, but they don't understand what comes with that, man. And a lot more people are coming out and blowing the whistle, man, especially these child actors. And none of them are friendly, man, when it comes to these big platforms. Nickelodeon's involved in it. Disney's heavily involved in it. All these studios, man. You got to sell your soul to be on television, period. Okay, so just want to basically go into it, man, because within the scriptures, as long as you stick to the scriptures, you can use wisdom to warn you of not being victims like that. This is the book of Mark 8:36. It says, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Yeah, you can physically gain the world. And this type of concept reminds me of the story between Yahweh Shai and Satan. And he was tempted. He said, look, I'm going to give you all of this. If what? It says, if you just bow down and worship me. Now, you see this physically play out today with a lot of people, hundreds of people, thousands of people on that level. They sell their souls. Whether they want to be the next drug kingpin, to be the top gangbanger, or do you want to chase, being a top athlete or top celebrity, whatever it be to gain that world, it requires you losing your soul. And there's a lot of rituals that go on. There's a lot of heavily demonic activity that happens behind closed doors. So in order to get all of that, yeah, you got to lose your soul, man. You got to serve Satan, and you got to allow yourselves to be sacrificed and all these horrific acts performed on you just to gain those riches. And it's not really worth it. Some of you people think that, oh, well, that shit isn't true. Obviously, it is. Obviously, it is. People don't just make shit up like that, man. You know, and that whole series that came on Netflix about Jeffrey Epstein, and I encourage, if it's still on Netflix, for all you to go watch it, because you really, when you pay attention to the people that was rubbing elbows with Jeffrey Epstein, you will begin to see how deep the rabbit hole goes, man, and how many people are involved in child sex trafficking and child sacrifice. It is scary, man. This dude had so much riches. He bought an entire island, and he was actually bringing children in by submarine, man. Sneaking them in by submarine. And you had celebrities such as Chris Tucker getting on this private jet plane with the dude, man. So it's crazy. And all presidents that have been there. Don't sell out, man. You sell your soul. You got to do some sick shit, man. There was this witch, I forget her name, and she's photographed with a lot of celebrities too. And she's involved with something called spirit cooking, and you look that up as well on Google. I can't even show that shit on this video, you know, because it's something you're gonna have to just look up on your own. But it's sick. This is Ecclesiastes 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Well, when it comes to iron and the way iron rusts, when you first get it out that box or you buy it at the store, it's gonna come clean. You know, it may be treated, it might be seasoned. There's another word for it. Meaning it's gonna be nice and fresh. It's gonna have a nice black shiny coat to it. But guess what? Over time, iron rusts. It don't just happen immediately. It's a little bit of exposure to humidity in the air that rust begins to show. So that's how it is when you try to pursue, you know, the world. That rust will eventually show. It may look nice when you first get it, but eventually you got to pay that tab. And so for these people, you know, that do these contracts, they don't read that fine print, and they get involved with all this stuff, man. Even watching this movie, I just watched, you know, the new Space Jam with LeBron, man. That dude been sold out. He did all types of hand gestures and stuff before every single game to show it, pledging who's his allegiance to. He may be a superstar right now, but his life ain't all glory, man. There's things that you won't see on the big screen. And eventually, almost all of them end up regretting that path. Okay, so don't trust these devils, man. Don't trust these devils. This is the book of Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now the earth is physically given into the physical counterpart of Satan, which is Esau, Edom, the devil, man. And they run this earth. So if they're the ones running it, and you're trying to make it on top, who do you think you have to go through to get to that? And they're going to control exactly what you have to do to achieve that. So keep that in mind if you really want to be somebody in this society. Even if it's something simple as being a mayor of a city, you know, or being a politician. There's all types of movies, man, that show the crookedness behind that. And then one of the dudes that man, what was that show? I wish I could remember the name of it, but it was another Netflix series, and it just shows you the corrupt lifestyle of politicians. And the star of that show ended up being a pedophile in real life, and I believe he might be locked up for it. It's crazy, man. So who knows how many children he went through to get that role on that series. It's the book of Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So, right. So, if all of us as Israelites just brung them up in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, then they won't be falling victims and stuff like that, like iCarly. I remember that show as a kid. You know, and looking back on it today, there's a lot of child actors that was involved in all these shows. And it makes you question what happened to all of them. What type of stuff that they went through? Because as a kid, what business do they have having a full-time job as an actor? Shouldn't that be some type of labor law against shit like that? When you really think about it, what type of time do these kids on the big screen have just to be children? They got to spend their lives, you know, as young children, memorizing all these lines for these shows and these movies, forcing them to be like adults. Not to mention acting with a bunch of adults. So what happens when the screen gets turned off? What are they doing with these kids? They're doing a lot of wickedness, man. This shit is wrong. This is the book of Leviticus 18:21. It says, "Thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am Yahweh." So don't let your children get involved with this witchcraft. Some people sit there and try to mold their child. You're going to be the next blah, blah, blah. It's a famous person. It's always a goal to try to be famous, be somebody. Just the scriptures talk about just getting our daily bread and being content with what you have. Nothing wrong with bringing them up in the trade that you've been trained in. That's actually the best way to go. But trying to hand them over to Esau, hey, make it on top so you can sign the contract with Esau, that's not the way to go. Because you're seeing what's happening to these kids, man. And who knows what that chick from iCarly has been through fully. I'm sure you dig into it, you'll find a lot of stuff, man. So it's not worth it selling your soul. And we're gonna see more reports of this come out. You know, a lot of these celebrities are some of them are Israelites, and they actually know the truth. One of them is Cat Williams. He's a famous comedian. He came across the GMS Arkansas camp, and he told them that he knows he's an Israelite. He knows what we're about. He walked past the camp, turned around, and walked back and dropped some bread on the brothers, man, and blessed the camp. And did it real quick, real smooth, and took off. And not long after, they got him, man. They got him. Not long after that, I think it was that same year, they publicly ridiculed that man. Had a bunch of teenagers jump him on camera. And ever since then, his career ain't been the same. But he knows what it is, man. And you can tell that he's not really into that, you know, that type of lifestyle no more. He's just doing it just to do it, you know, probably to get by. But, man, he ain't really with the shits no more, man. A lot of them want out of that type of lifestyle, and they done with it. So is it worth it to sell your soul? No, it's not, man. So with that, Lord's will is lessons edifying. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone, Tasha's truth and will well. And salutations to you, hopefully like person is truth, and all honesty, sincerity. Shalom.